Hey, 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 all you happy lost souls. How y'all doing? Before I get started with this little video, I gotta say thank you all. We broke 500. The award, the sapphire and the bonus stones and the extra little presents, they're all wrapped up and they're ready to go out to the winner. The contest was 2 weeks ago. I do apologize also to the winner about the tardiness. Crazy weather around here. Just started a new job. It's been very, very hectic, and I wanted to make the award, the giveaway very special, especially for the first one. So that is going out in the next few days, and the winner will have it. So I'm going to continue on. And again, thank you all. The channel is growing. Everything is unscripted, off the cuff. And I just like to talk about theories, things I find. I'm very into geology, archaeology, stuff like that. These are all corundums that you're looking at. Aluminum oxide, aka rubies, sapphires, emeralds. These are all rough stones. Aluminum oxide is formed by aluminum and oxygen mixing together at the right temperatures. And how this particular mass deposit of corundum, where I live, was formed was out of the schist and super rich limestones and shales. These materials contain a ton of aluminum, and when the two tectonic plates in the area created an upshift of the mesomorphic layer, this bendy, gooey, melted rock full of crazy minerals, and when that came and parts of it were exposed to the air and to the oxygen, crazy things formed, crazy formations formed. And these layers of schist containing large amounts of metals were heated to the right temperatures to form all kinds of corundums. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos about corundums, you know that I've explained before that a corundum in its natural form is clear, like these ones. This one's really pretty because it has red in it and pink in it in certain angles. But pure aluminum oxide is clear, crystal clear. They take on these crazy colors when during the process of forming. The aluminum oxide is tainted by trace levels of other metal impurities. It's still completely aluminum oxide, it just changes the color a little bit. And it doesn't change the color in the way most people think. These corundums actually grow in these thin sheets in matrices or cleavages of like hexagonal and squares and barrels. Get a lot of barrel shapes like this. You can see how barrel shaped that is. Beautiful corundum there. Got another barrel shaped one. This is called a gold sheen corundum, but you can see how barrel shaped it is. It looks like a little treasure chest. Almost looks like petrified wood. This insane stone back here, this crazy green starred, we'll call it a gold sheen sapphire, recently discovered, I think about 10 years back in Africa. But find them right here in southeastern Pennsylvania. And this stone is just absolutely crazy. I'm going to try to bring it out. But it's just got all of these crazy patterns in it. And when the light hits it at different angles, it can be gold, it can be copper, it can be emerald, it could be blue. It's starred. It's almost like a tiger's eye. It's still got that corundum shape, though, like a home plate or a tombstone. That's how they look a lot. In a lot of cases, naturally, And these things are fractal. When we talk about these things, as they are large, they are small. So when you look at them under a microscope, their structure is the same crystalline shape, this faceted shape. But this is the back of the stone here, where I call it the back. But at first we thought this was like a copper ingot, but nope. It's a crazy, bizarre colored corundum. Super rare. And we got other examples right here. You can see the sparkle in that. We get these crazy impurities when the sapphire forms, but you see the facet. You see this triangular shape, almost like a diamond or a kite or a rhombus. But this one is literally blue on one side, red on the other, blue there. And what happened is this was exposed to chromates and illamites and titanium when it was forming to give it these colors, and maybe some palladium or vanadium to give it these crazy color changing properties, like these dark ones that go purple to blue to amethyst when different light and different angles are on the stones. And so you get these like bizarre color changing properties, which is classic of sapphires and corundums. Rubies, blood rubies back here, like they'll shift in color, different lights. You got something that I think is maybe carbononite or just another gold sheen sapphire, but you can see how faceted this is. Look at it. Look at the angles on it. You see that corundum formation still in perfect faceting, almost like a diamond. Look at the faceting. Now this is mistaken as an artifact, but it is not. It's a gemstone of some sort. It's extremely hard. This could be one of those black diamonds that I don't know much about, the carbononite, and I really think this is as well. You can see the cleavage is cracked on this. You see how hard this is? Stuff's extremely hard. So I don't really know what they are, so I'll put them in this little mystery category. They could just be a form of corundum or aluminum oxide that I'm not aware of. Now this one in the back here is one I really want to talk about. You can see the aluminum oxide in its purest form here, this perfect clear color. I'll try to get, and you can see inside this whole stone light up. But what we have here, this is crazy. Some people will think this is quartz, but this is not quartz. This is straight up aluminum oxide, and you can see the shale, the aluminum rich shale that it is literally forming out of. And I love this piece because I had to smack this with a sledgehammer about 5 times to get it to crack in half, and it's still only just cracked in half where the crystals form together. I didn't actually break it. This stuff's so hard. It's like second to only diamonds, but it's more robust than a diamond. You could beat it longer. It takes more abuse. But look at this. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Can't get any more gorgeous than that. I'll see if I can pick it up and get different angles. You can see some real dark ones in there, and some real light clear ones, but that is all sapphire. It's not quartz. When you zoom in on it, you even get rainbowing, but when you zoom in on it, you can see the bumps and the roughness in the structure because of how hard it is. And then you can see the shale, the schist. You could see the sapphire coming through it right there. That's how I identified it. Our houses are built out of this stuff around here. The schist, it can be cut in 2 directions. It can be heat treated and hardened like glass. So it's very valuable building material. You just get all kinds of crazy color combinations. Parapachetted, I think that's the name of the orange yellowish sapphires. Parataperchi, I think. Something like that. Parataperchi, I forget the exact term for the yellowish orange. Or parapetted. Forget. It's a word for the color of pinkish, orange, yellowish, color changing sapphires, essentially. And they're beautiful when they're still in their fractal matrices. You can see this is very corundum shaped still. It's a perfect square, essentially. I could pull this tray away and come under here. I've got some very special corundums that are extremely big. But this one literally looks like a home plate. It's like a gem bar. And gem bar is like a line of gem growing through another rock. And you see these matrices where the actual stone, you can really see the blue sapphire come out in there. You see that back one? We'll shift the light. This one color changes here. This blue one goes blue, yellow, green. There's a big piece of yellow sapphire. It's a perfect square in its corundum form. But obviously it's not quartz, and whoever thinks that needs to go re-examine their Geology 101 a little bit. This is beautiful and heat-treated sapphire here. You see all these complexes. You could be fooled thinking it's blue-laced agate, but it's not. And right here is just a beautiful piece of corundum. You can really see all of the layers. Like I said, it forms these little thin sheets. And you can see each individual one. It's like a stack of cheese or something, you know. But yes, anyways, if you found the channel recently and subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you all for the support. This is a completely unfunded channel. I'm a one-man operation, pretty much. If you like unknown original music, I have a ton of that on my channel as well. I am an artist, a bit of a closet artist, essentially. Singer-songwriter, and I love my archaeology and ancient mysteries. And I took a lot of geology in college, and I just want to share my findings and things found in streams in southeastern Pennsylvania, and go through kind of how you identify the stuff. I have another video up that I put up about a month back that maybe I'll copy the link in the description below, but that explains how to use one of these diamond testers that tests hardness on stones. I don't really want to go back through all that right now. All of these have been tested, and that's how you kind of can break down what you're dealing with really quick in the material world. Gemstones, like if you take a piece of Scotch-Brite, gemstones are always going to luster. Like if you rub them, they're going to get shinier. So I'm going to put the phone down for a second, and I will scrub this yellow one with a slightly abrasive cloth here, and you will get a shine. You see that sheen? And it's called luster, and that's because they're very hard. Way harder than glass, harder than steel. These things will not break. They will not leave a scratch on a tile. They will not leave a mark on a tile. They'll just peel tile off. A lot of them will have little dimples. It's called starring. You can see all the starring in this crazy corundum right here. It's like the universe is in there. You can get a little damp. But hey, maybe it'll be my retirement someday. But I just wanted to show you some of the more unique pieces with the gold sheen sapphire. I mean, this one's just crazy. It's just it's baffling. You can just see all the color shifts in the stone. Let me turn the light off and see what color shifts. You can get a lot more coppery. Put it right there for a second, and then turn the light on. And look at this. It's a gold sheen sapphire. It's got some blue and purple sapphires in there, but it almost looks like gold or copper. Very well could be. I think it's too light and way too hard to be gold. But it ended up being a corundum, and it's just a crazy star sheen emeraldized sapphire. I mean, it's just so unique. But put that down for now. You get stuff like this. This is rough blue sapphire with yellow sapphire woven through it. This really dark stuff is known as blue sapphire. I got another stone here. I think is carbononite, more of that diamond material. You see how it doesn't even like to break right, even under intense pressure. So I just don't know what else it could be other than, and you can see it's forming a diamond shape too. This is most likely what it is. And the geology is correct in my area to possibly get carbononites. You're getting a lot of other hard, precious stone. And I don't know much about black diamond. I know that it is diamond with other impurity, that it also may have connections to meteoritic impacts. So you can see there's another one. It's very diamond shaped. They're extremely hard. I pulled all them aside and put them down in this tray down here with the other possible black diamonds. You only know this stuff by doing hardness tests and determining, is it harder than quartz? Is it harder than glass? Is it harder than metal? Is it less hard than a diamond? And there's various ways to do those tests. There's scratch tests. My favorite way is to take a palm sander, the same sander you get for 40 bucks at Lowe's or whatever, or Home Depot, and you put a piece of sandpaper on it, and you hit power, and you sand shit, and it vibrates. What I do is I get coarse aluminum oxide sandpaper, and take a little bit of Vaseline, and I put it on the sandpaper. And I will take the rock that I think is possibly aluminum oxide or a corundum, and I will sand it with itself, essentially, because sandpaper is made out of rough aluminum oxide, made out of pulverized aluminum oxide, this stuff, because it's so abrasive, it's so rough, so robust. It's used in industrial purposes all the time. And if you ever buy sandpaper, you can just look and it'll say aluminum oxide, grade whatever. You're literally using rough sapphire to polish and smooth things. Anyway, long story short, if you have a softer stone like quartz or feldspar or mica or something like that, and you put it with that Vaseline on that sander, it'll file it down to pretty much nothing pretty quickly without much effort. You put one of these on there, which I have. A lot of these I have polished, like this one I polished. Hours, 20, 30 hours to just make it shine a little bit. Doesn't remove anything. So the stuff is extremely, extremely robust. I've done every testing which way to Wednesday, and I know what they are at this point. I've also got opinions of professionals in the field, and it's just there's a weird story. There's a story of a tribe where gold was so common they were using it for gutters in their houses. It was just everywhere. The gold was just everywhere. And they're a South American tribe, and eventually this story got turned into El Dorado. And it was really the Muisca people. And the Muisca people were the people of the salt. They learned how to harvest and mine salt, one of the most valuable things in ancient times. There was no refrigeration as we know it, so you needed salt as a preservative. That's where the phrase, "Are you worth your salt?" comes from. Salt was at one time more valuable than gold by a long shot. Gold can't save your life in the winter when you're dying. Preserved food can. Armies can't march with their stomachs full of gold, but they can with it full of preserved food from salt. So salt is extremely important, and these people figured out how to produce salt, and they traded it with all of their neighboring tribes for, you guessed it, piles of gold. They had so much gold, they treated it as an uncommon material, as a common material that could be discarded. Thought it was literally the sweat of the sun. Anyways, you can look into that story, but the overall point of that story is, in my area, aluminum oxide is so common. My house is built on a mountain of it, a hill of it. And over time, thousands and millions of years, stuff gets washed down and broken down slowly, and it gets pushed into the creeks, into the gravel. And we use like a basket. I use like this basket. This is for something totally unrelated. It was actually like an item was shipped in it, but I use this and I fill it up with sand and stuff from the creek, and then I run water through it in the creek and I sift it. I get all the gravels out, and in those gravels you can find some really high quality stones. But in my area, the stones are so huge, they're just everywhere. There's walls of it. There's literally corundum walls. It's growing out of the schists. Deposits. So just right here is this beautiful cotton candy, this blue color changing stone here. I would love to find some more of this. This is kind of really rare for me, finding that one. And look at this. This is that Wissahickon schist I'm always telling you about, the very same stuff that the sapphires grow out of. You see right here these beautiful garnet complexes in this beautiful piece of Dalmatian dotted speckled schist, and it's speckled with gemstones, and these particular gemstones are garnets. When you're reading older literature about it, a lot of these type of color changing gemstones, they were all referred to as garnets. Even corundums were lumped into the garnets category. They're found near each other because they form in very similar conditions. The garnet is a precursor to the aluminum oxide. Forms in similar situations. Like this here may not be a ruby. This may be garnet, but actually color changes way too much, and it's a ruby. It's definitely a ruby. But garnet's a little bit softer. And then when you find the corundums in their perfect little habitat here, when they're still in their barrel in their square form, gotta love it. Love to see it. Anyways, y'all, this is just a quick video just to let y'all know that I am alive and ticking, and I've just been extremely busy. The weather's been crazy up here too. Anyways, I love y'all. Thank you for your continued support. I will keep putting out raw, unscripted videos. There are times when I say things that are going to be inaccurate. I bring up opinions. I also just bring up theories and things to open discussion about. I'm not saying I'm definitely right about any of my opinions about ancient peoples, but I'm saying that there is so much evidence that it needs to be investigated. More eyes need to look at it. And I'm open to all opinions, and then we have to go find the evidence that's out there by looking and draw our conclusion, not even our conclusions, but make our case or make our picture of what this part of time might have been. At least get a proper date on who we're making artifacts out of all these corundums. But anyways, I hope you like some of these beautiful stones. The website will be launching soon. I know I keep saying that, but the channel is really building now. And I'm just looking for a little bit of funding. I do not make a ton of money. And that's about it. So thank y'all. Love y'all. Peace out. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. Please share. If you hate it, I'm sorry I wasted your time. You're welcome and entitled to whatever the hell fuck you think. I don't care. So, but if you have something positive to share, or you find similar things, or have some thought to bring to the table, go ahead and comment. Or if you hate it, go ahead and comment, because I'm all about the First Amendment. So go for it. And keep that freedom of speech going, and keep this a open, free area for discussion to progress our understanding of some of these obscurities of our ancient history in North America. Anyways, peace out, y'all. Please subscribe. Love y'all. Stay safe. Stay happy. Stay lost.